lost our minds in the darkness of night. We live to die. We lose our souls every day. We lost our minds. We don't remember what's wrong. What's right. The world is dead, but we stay. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light. We are just shadows. It's supposed to be that we die. It doesn't matter if there is no light anymore, no light anymore. 'Cause we are born as living fights. We live to die. We live to die. And we surrounded by the night. We live to die. We are shadows in the neon light. We are shadows in the neon light.
Yo, what is happening? Did I not have my audio on yesterday? That would be freaking hilarious. Be hilarious. That would have been crazy. Probably so. Anyways, what's everybody's morning like? We're getting prepared. We have opening bell already. Which is actually almost done. Gonna drop that in right there. Highly unlikely this is actually going to change during that time. Gonna drop this down, boom. Drop that down, boom. Let's see. Let us see. Interesting. That is where the 5 minutes is. All right, that is it. And then we bust out here, so that should have it now. Boom. Just like that. And just like that. we are ready. Drop this back to the 5,000 tick mark. What's going on? How's everybody doing this morning, huh? All right, looks like it's starting to punch up. We're gonna wait for a cool pullback. Ooh, that just happened. Or I could change it. We're gonna do this. Just because I did a nugget. Alright, let's hope for the bigger pullback. I'm gonna try. Even though I probably shouldn't get in there. Alright, that was dumb. That was dumb. Let's get out of this. Thank you. Alright, we're a little up. Actually, I guess it wasn't dumb. Oh well. Just kind of see what's going on here, you know what I mean? Interesting. I did not realize that. Cool. Cool. I didn't know you could, you know. Yeah. I don't really have an F for that. But all right, pull back, zip pull back, and not get the double. Very interesting times. Actually, I think I might go for that. Let us see. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we're just gonna continue to climb slowly, slow as it goes. How's everybody's day going, man? How is it? How's everybody week going so far with the time change? I'm thinking it's a little difficult for me, but I don't know that it was the time change more than like I just need rest. I was so tired. So tired. Alright. Market show us what it is you want to do, huh? How is the bit going? I haven't really been paying the attentions, so I don't know. Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty. What kind of imbalances are we doing? Oh, okay. Seems like a steady up actually. Let's drop in there and see what happens. Alright, we're just gonna slowly pull in some rake of the dough. So tired, so tired. We're hopefully gonna just get our caffeine, our morning do's. All right, so see if we can make sense of the stuff over here. What I'm probably gonna do. Listen.
A nice little gap in a lot of heavier volume up here, which the sellers are basically controlled and pushed down. And sorry, it's starting to move. So I could potentially be taking the really just watching more like down here. I want to see the big them starting to get nervous and dropping off.
Here we go.
I will explain it a bit better in a minute. It's just I can't really keep my eye off it at the moment, just in case I miss the end.
No worries.
It's a bit bad timing, but I will explain like the structure part of it in a moment. I really want to see big numbers like 1,000 plus on the sell side below these heavy buyers right here. You see that? I'm happy to jump in for a short position, but the buyers are defending it. They're not letting go of their position yet. They're being put under a bit of pressure, but they're really defending this area. Just want to take a look at the depth of market. Yeah, this depth of market is rubbish. I'll use a different one, but I can't show it on once annoyingly. Hold off the sellers.
We're gonna put this down right in here.
You are pushing a bit up, but my buyers, like I said, I don't really want to be buying in this market, just because we've had such heavy selling in the previous.
Let's put it
days.
there.
Like only in the Asian session did we kind of move up, but that's not really volume based. That's just more the market, you know, going up because of very little volume, sellers getting out. That's just really it. I mean, it's not like new aggressive buyers coming in trying to push the market higher. I'm not taking that push up we had in the Asian session this morning as anything too worrisome for the sellers as a whole. I'm not seeing that as like, oh, this is going to be a start of a new trend or something. There really wasn't any volume behind it. It was just the market drifting off because of lack of volume, essentially. But yeah, I mean, this area is interesting. I've got to keep my eye on it. The buyers are defending it quite well, but at the moment these buyers, if it does go against them and they start dropping out, they're going to be forced to exit their position. They put a lot of money on the line here. This whole candle has a lot of buyers in it. 1,000 here, extra on the delta, another 2,000 near the top, another 1,000. A lot of money on the line. They're going to try and defend it hard. But the question is, are they going to be able to break through all those sell limit orders and all those sellers? Are they actually going to be able to make an impact? They might do.
Order filled.
That's why I scalp, because my bias can change very quickly. They defended it quite well. They are starting to push it up. So maybe there wasn't a trap here. They're now getting more confident, entering again.
Stop filled.
And the sellers seem to have given up trying to absorb it.
Let's
There
go.
wasn't a trade right there. It might still happen, or still kind of wait, but I think the buyers have got this one. I don't think it's if it's going to reverse.
Very nice push reverse now.
Yeah, if it's going to reverse, it's not going to reverse on that area now. This area here that we kind of reached earlier today, and then ideally, I would love to go back up to this area here, because if we do, I think there would be a lot of sellers jumping in around here. I'll set an alert, but whether we'll do that today, we might. I mean, we could easily do that today, but I don't think we'll do it in this session. We also
I'm
do
gonna
have news coming out in
remove-
10 minutes, so
Yeah.
We got news coming out in 10
if I
minutes.
did enter, I would have to also recognize that I'm probably getting out before the news drops. And the time, 10 minutes doesn't give me much time. I mean, I could have scalped a little bit, but it's not really ideal. So yeah, kind of a good thing. Probably it didn't work out just yet. But yeah.
I guess we do have news
We
coming
did have
out.
sellers trying to push it down again. The buyers came, absorbed it.
We have job openings, job quits. 6:15
Defended
is
that area very well. Expected. But ideally, you know, I mean, what I'd love
Burbank.
to have seen is we push down just like, you know, to this area here, and you just see it all going red, you know, and all these buyers are like, damn, we're losing money, all getting out, and then the market just boom, 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 starts dropping hard. But we didn't see that, so we're going to be patient. We're going to wait. someone is going to get trapped. Someone is going to get in this position they don't want to be in. So until that happens, nothing there right now. But in terms of structure, I'll explain that. Of what I see. Again, I'm mainly only using the volume profile to pretty much get all my levels. Support resistance,
Economic calendar. We are.
and I'm looking for two things on the volume.
Here we go.
profile.
Job
I'm either looking
openings.
for low volume trap between heavy volume, or just heavy volume in general, right? So, for example, if we take 2 days ago on Friday, if we look at this volume profile here, let me get a little pen tool out. I don't know where it is. Let me use the pen tool. Is there a pen tool? There probably is. Definitely not that. Alright, I don't know where a pen tool is, but I'll kind of draw it with a path tool. You can see this kind of like, bigger sort of area of volume, and then it kind of drifts off down. Like, that's always good to look at. So that area there, you know, I would keep my eye on it. So if the market came back here, I know there's going to be a bit of it's like a pocket of heavy volume, right? And yesterday we kind of started off very low. The volume just kind of built up as it went down, and then really just peaked. And that's really towards the end, everyone's getting out of their positions, the volume just spikes up, right? But yeah, so the volume profile, you can kind of guess a lot, not guess a lot, but you can see a lot just from the shape of the volume profile itself. But I like to look at individual nodes that are kind of trapped, you know, between.
Let him know that his pin tool is where this path tool is right here.
Like this. Stuck between heavier ones, and that's usually gets created similar to a fair value gap. Actually, that's kind of like what you can kind of look at.
All right.
But from the volume profile, it's just because price has moved so quick through it.
So let's see. So you've got job openings. Previously at 7.6 million. Census is 7.63 million. Forecast is 7.5 million. So we're probably looking at a down.
Eventually it does break through, comes back, retests.
Job quits is 3.197 million. Forecast is 3.21. So we gotta see
Overall, just heavy volume as a general.
what.
But oh, I can see it's pushing down a bit. What happened? Oh, okay. Now, I'm not going to enter because we're so close to the news now, but I think the buyers are exiting. They're getting out at break even now. These buyers, they realize it's not going to go up, and they're basically getting out at break even. So,
Do we give this a shot? Do we give it a shot? We're gonna give it a shot, guys.
yeah,
We're gonna
I'm
give
not
it a shot.
enter because we're too close to the news now. But yeah, you can literally see, you know, buyers who are entering, pushed up a bit, came back, and they've just basically got out at break even, right? And the buy pressure has been therefore released from the market, and we should see a bit
Boom.
down.
Boom.
You could have new buyers
Boom.
entering, whether it's these buyers
We're
still in the
we're
market.
not even close to halfway of what we need to reach. Not
I
even
think a lot of-
close.
I'm not expecting a move now right before the news. I think a lot of people are going to hold off entering this close to high impact news. So we'll see. After the news, we can tune back. But yeah, as soon as we broke through that, expecting the market to push down a bit. Because those buyers have exited the market, they've relieved some pressure. It should be easier for the market to move a bit now, going down. But yeah, let's wait 5-6 minutes until the news comes out and check back, see what happens. Oh, Robert says we've got a comment. My favorite viewer, Robert. He's like my number one super fan. Because Sam is truly the GOAT. I appreciate that, Robert. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this volume profile. Okay, I'll explain it in a lot more detail in this session for you. We have a few minutes actually. I can explain it before the news. Let me just get a nice sort of clean. I'm on the footprint. 1 second. So the volume profile, Robert, is very simple, right? It just shows you how much volume was on each price level. Now these bars, you can obviously change the settings to be as much as you want, right? I set it to 15, that means 15 bars. But if I set it to, you know, like 40, there'll be loads of tinier bars, right? But essentially, it's all the same thing. You can just kind of got to squint your eyes a bit more. I personally like 15. I just like to have a bit bigger bars. I can see like a bigger area and kind of get a better gauge. And all it's showing is basically where the heaviest volume is and where's the lowest volume, right? And every level, it shows you how much volume there is. So when you see a big line across it, that's called the point of control, and that is where the heaviest volume is trading, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean heavy volume equals, you know, it has to go in one direction. It can usually consolidate quite a lot around heavy volume areas, because that's just where we know historically a lot of transactions took place. A lot of buying and selling takes place in heavy volume areas. So there's a good chance if it goes to a heavy volume area, you're going to have a bit of a battle occur, right? A lot of buying and selling is going to occur. That's when you drop into the footprint to try and figure out who is winning that battle, who is getting trapped, who is having to exit the market, and you use the transactional data to kind of gauge. You let them battle it out, and then as the battle comes to an end, you can kind of start seeing who's going to win. That's when you jump in, right? As for the lower volume areas, it works more when the market's already moving, right? So if you already got a moving market like here, right? Like the market's pushing down, created this kind of gap in volume, and it's pushing up, it could reject off that area and push down again. That's more what these kind of like nodes, these volume nodes that are these lower volume nodes trapped between heavier volume. See them similar to like fair value gaps, right? They kind of react within a trend, so to speak. But if the market's going sideways, it really doesn't matter too much. So it really, you've got to take it into context if it's a trending market, right? It's more like areas, it's kind of like Fibonacci in a weird way, right? Like an area where it could retrace to and then reject and continue, right? So you kind of want to look at both areas, right? If you're in a trending market, mark out these kind of areas that are lower volume, trapped below, trapped between heavier volume, mark them out. And if the market goes back to that area, there could be a potential for, you know, a rejection and and it continues back in its original direction. Heavier volume areas, that's where volume builds up, right? So you want to sit back, don't make any hasty decisions, see who's winning the battle, and when it becomes clear that someone's getting trapped and putting too much money on the line and it's not going their way and they're having to exit and the pressure gets released, you jump in against them. That's essentially it. So there's two kind of ways to look at the volume profile. Let's just have a quick look at the footprint, what's happening. So yeah, we're still kind of buzzing around that area. News in 2 minutes should be interesting. So yeah, we'll just sit and wait, I guess. We'll see.
Couple of minutes.
Pen tool is where your path tool is now. Ah, okay, so there is the pen tool. He goes, okay, I was using the high volume areas for support and resistance, and then I was like, oh, low volume, blowing past those. But now that you show that, it makes sense. Yes, exactly, yeah. Absolutely. High volume areas, I mean, it can work as support and resistance as well, but generally you expect a bit of a battle to occur, you know? It's like, it's only high volume because a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers were transacting, right? If it's not high volume because only heavy buying happened or only heavy selling happened, it's usually quite equal. Someone eventually wins, obviously, but yeah, it's only high volume because everyone, you know, buyers and sellers are battling in that area. So we've got just under a minute until the news comes out. Let's see, let the craziness happen, and then we can. This is part of it. News is always fun. This is where I drop 100 lots right now, just before the news comes out. There we go.
Already selling off. It's getting quite volatile there.
Yeah. Give it a few minutes, let it cool down, let it calm down. Let's actually see what the numbers are. Big fresh Forex factory. Positive,
7.74.
7.74. Yeah.
Now it's going to go up.
It's gonna go up, yeah. Everyone getting
knows?
liquidated. Who was,
Oh, the news dropped.
hopefully
We
this
missed it.
starts a bit more positive sentiment, and we start seeing a bit of a bull market because,
Order
truth be told,
filled.
I'm sick and tired of this bear market right now. Because it's really hard to trade.
It is,
Because I
but
can
you
only
know
read-
how long it can go on for, right? Markets will
That's
stay
it.
what? Irrational longer than you can stay liquid.
It kind of it makes it hard for me to buy. Do you know what I mean? I'm a bit scared to buy in such a. It's funny because I'm not too scared to short the market when we're in a bull market.
Stop
Right,
filled.
Vice versa, I'm a bit more. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just something in my head that I've I don't know drilled into myself.
Well,
But
you need to learn to trap the bears as well, not just the bulls, right?
that is true. That is true.
Or the other way around. Sam the
I
trapper.
think. Yeah, it's true.
Let's see if we can get Jolt's job opening reports.
Robert says the volume footprint. I think I just have to spend time just watching and changing the way I think it's happening. Like you say, just because it's green doesn't mean those are buys in the way I think. Absolutely. If it's green, it could be fresh buyers, or it could be sellers exiting. So you have to. I like to start at the beginning of a move, right? So I like to kind of base my story at the beginning of volume entering. So that's why I like the US Open, because that's where all the volume starts, right? You can literally see on the standard volume tool, all the volume picks up at the US Open. So that's where I like to begin the story, so to speak. And whoever's dropping a lot of contracts at the US Open and it goes their way, I say, okay, these are fresh sellers right now entering the market. And if I start seeing lots of buying happening lower down, I don't assume those are new buyers. Those are those sellers exiting, taking profit.
Order
That's the way I see
filled.
it.
Stop
Then I kind
filled.
of wait, and I kind of just calculate, you know, we had roughly maybe 20,000 delta at the beginning of the move, and we've had about 20,000 exit. Roughly speaking, I think all those sellers have left the market now. So now we're kind of back to neutral, and then I look at who's entering again, and kind of build a story like that, rather than just looking at new people entering constantly, because it is people leaving. You've got to remember that as well.
You also look at, you know, lots of effort. Like, let's say, a lot of buying contracts coming in. The opposite selling contracts, there is no real result. You know, it's trying.
Yeah.
And yet it's not really doing anything. Like, the ranges are getting smaller. So lots of effort, no result out.
Exactly.
I can remember from volume analysis as well.
Yeah, exactly. Who's actually effectively pushing the market, right? If you know, if buyers are dropping 5,000, 10,000 contracts and they're not able to push the market up, but sellers are dropping maybe only 1,000, but they're actively able to push the market down. I'd rather be on the sell side, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's just more efficient and more effective.
Ooh, see, it did.
But
Dang it.
yeah, so the news came out. We did dip into that area of lower volume.
Order filled.
Like I said, you know, we're in the trending kind of market. I look at those areas of points, like almost. Like
These are our sacrifice account.
Where you can push down. Could have shorted the market before the news, but again, that would be dangerous and probably wouldn't have been a.
Well,
smart.
look, it went up first, took out those very recent highs, and then immediately sold that off.
Exactly.
And that's
Uh-oh.
typically where
Uh-oh.
the news traders can sometimes get burnt.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes you do get blocked by the news. You will see a setup kind of occurring, and then the news comes
Yeah.
out, and you're like, if it wasn't news, that might have been a good trade. But, but yeah. So now I've just got to wait for the next cycle, essentially, right? This kind of move is over. I'm not looking to short it now. It's already down quite a bit. My next area of potential buying would be down here, I would say, this area. So I've got an alert set there, and again, if it comes back to this area, I'll be interested in shorting the market. It might do. It might come back. It might start ranging, more of a bigger range. You know, you could start seeing this happening a bit, right? Could do that. I mean, there's so many different scenarios that could play out. So I'm going to have an alert there. But at this moment in time, okay, so I did have an area pocket of volume just here where it's just gone now. But again, I wouldn't be too interested in buying. That's just more. That's more for if I was in a sell position, I would be interested in potentially taking profit around this area if I see buyers trying to, you know, getting out, or I mean getting in, or sellers getting out. But I'm not looking at that area as an area to actually enter the market.
Order filled.
That's it really for me at this moment in time.
Beautiful.
Hopefully.
Beautiful.
Target filled.
Beautiful.
We get something.
Sam, do you have some special time when you buy or sell? Do you have some special?
We
time?
lost on our. We're overall we're down on our.
Mainly just, you know, US Open. It has to be after the US Open. It can't be.
What's it called? That account now?
And
Damn, we
then
took a
maybe
huge
2-3
loss.
hours after the US
Huge
Open,
loss.
I'll be really looking for that kind of move. Mainly, I'm not sure why. I just, generally speaking, there's a trade opportunity within that time frame. But like, okay, so we kind of, I wouldn't say we missed it because the news overlapped with it. That's fine. But I will set an alert now. Maybe in an hour, 2 hours, there will be another setup, and then I can take that one later on. Do you see what I mean? So there's always that opportunity again to jump in. If you miss the first one, it's not the end of the world. But that is pretty much it for my side. So if anyone else wants to jump in, please feel free.
Nothing happening on my side. How about you, Igor?
Okay, I can just show a little bit my strategy. But
Please.
I will just go to the other platform where I have some machine learning algorithms just to share with your audience. That's not a problem.
Sure.
I will do that just in a moment.
Order filled.
See, we can guess the pullback. That's probably not the. That's not the smartest thing.
Okay,
Not the smartest thing.
just to see. Can you see right now?
Let me add it. Sorry, I thought someone in the backstage would do it.
Stop filled.
Wait, let me remove mine. And I can add. No. All right, now it's on.
Right now, excellent. So I will just create a little bit introduction, just what I'm doing here. So I work as a machine learning expert.
Order
and,
filled.
I have a lot of algorithms that I use in trading. Of course, to predict the right price, it's impossible. It's very hard, but I can always ask some question. For example, will my price be above simple moving average 50 on a 1 hour chart? And I can create classification model, yes or no, and make some prediction model 75, 80%.
Here we go.
Guess what will happen.
Here we
in
go.
the future. So I have a lot of that algorithms. It's just confidence for me, nothing special. And this is the left black box that you see. I have some classification models there. They just stay there and give me some kind of clues, maybe about the market.
So we're gonna try and hit this. We're gonna try and hit that.
Model, just give me a bias. We will have new 48 hours lower high, new low and new high. So there's answer is no. So it shows that there is a small probability today that we see new big highs or some new lows outside the Monday range. And this is good thing sometimes for me when I have this kind of edge using the machine learning models. On the right screen, you can see the blue box. This blue box is pivot point area. This is something that I created. This is the based on my knowledge in engineering, for example. What I'm doing is I realize there are a lot of formulas how to calculate the pivot point. Majority of traders use a simple formula when we just take high, low, close and divide with 3. However, there are several types of that equations. So what I do, I create a pivot point using the basic formula, and using the others formula, for example, high plus low divided with 2, that that distance I put above and below, and I create some biggest pivot point area instead of pivot point price. And I will show you later why is that important. Just to explain the lines in the chart. And this red line is my line that calculates the low high during the day and find the half distance from that. Usually we have a bullish trend, price is above the red line. If we have a below this line, it's usually very sign, but it's just there to give me some kind of the bias in the chart, nothing special. So, for example, today is a typical day how we can explore the strategy. For example, for British pound dollar on a 30-minute chart, which is a day session. So the first thing that I do, I draw a trend line on a relative strength index indicator. For example, I will just draw a trend line. As you can see, we have a trend line. So what's happened there? During the Asia session, we make some kind of a breakout here. And we started to go up. So price of the British pound dollar is up. And the next thing that I'm doing...
Oh man, did that get moved? It did get moved.
Find the price at midnight.
Wow.
Of course, this price at midnight was somewhere here. And what's happened there? Price started to go in bullish move up to the UK opening range when the UK market is open. And what I'm doing here, usually, believe or not, 85% of the time, price, just if the day is bullish, going to the Asia low, just during this opening range in the first 30 minutes. And that happens, believe or not, 85% of the time. And right now you can see today we have opening range, and during the UK Open, price went to the Asia low.
All right, if we pull out of this, we're gonna go ahead and buy.
Wait for that price. Sometimes
We're gonna wait for the pullback signals.
So
Boom. There's one.
Bearish trend line is broken. We're bullish now. I wait for Asia low. I make a buy order, and I put.
We got some
my stop
doges.
loss, usually to be 24 hours low or something like that. Sometimes 5-10 pips below the Asia low, depending on the volatility of the market. And then I wait what will happen. Today we have a really good run. And
All right,
then
if we pull back out of this,
Monday high, it was around 1.20.
created the. All right, come on.
I didn't took this
Don't
trade
go to the next low.
because I wanted to take the manually. I
Start
missed
going
the
up.
opportunity, and I didn't make the trade. However, this is a typical trade
Break the high.
that I
Break the
have,
high.
every single day
Do it.
during the
I don't think we break the high.
UK open moment.
Oh,
So
is it? Is it?
So as you can see, usually I open the trade in the first half
we don't.
hour of the London Open.
It's not looking good, guys. We might lose heavily here.
Usually 1-2 hours before the US Open, I will close that trade because the market after 2-3 hours start to go sideways. Couple hours, wait for the new pre-market, for the new trend, and every day is like that.
Order filled.
Of course, every single rule has some exceptions. This rule, for example, related to the first hour of the day, it's a moment when I do not trade this strategy, is when I have a breakout just in the middle of the US session. Usually, when I have a breakout of the US session, this will never occur, so I know that. And that is the moment when I do not do that. And I will show you example. For example, euro dollar is the typical. It's a typical example of that. Maybe today we had some kind of the first hour open. We just go down, went down today on the Asia low and go straight to bullish trend. But what's happened very often when we have a strong bullish trend, very strong bullish trend, price can go above the pivot point area, just touch this upper box, blue box, and continue to go up. And this can happen very often. So sometimes I will not touch the Asia
Order
low,
filled.
so I need to monitor the first half hour of the UK Open to decide where I will enter. And usually this blue box just help me to find the right price. So usually this is my daily strategy. I repeat this strategy very often, every single day. And it's a little bit boring, of course. But like I said, there are not so many triggers. Relative strength index indicator, trend line, this is one trigger. And another trigger are Asia low, high, and UK open. So this is the one strategy. So I hope that you like this strategy.
I dig it. Very cool.
And,
so did you do all the programming there in MetaTrader?
yes, this is for MetaTrader. Yes.
And that's what, C#, right? Or what's the language we're using?
M12.4,
M12.
M12.5, but sometimes I can use the Python and use other programming languages if I need some third-party data, for example. Sometimes I took two kind of data outside the MetaTrader platform. One is the
Ooh, guess we, oh my gosh,
like
we just
futures.
took our losses.
These don't have
Just the way it is, guys.
and sometimes I'll pull back.
We're in the negative altogether now. Dang, we just wiped out heck of.
Just to have that kind of a column. Sometimes it's
Woo. All that effort all week long.
there's some data that I pull out there, and of course I can enter manually fundamental data. I know that data will not
Okay.
give, some edge in the short term, but if I create the models for the long term, fundamentals can a little bit help there. So this is the something that I use, but I want to tell you just in my experience, manual
Order
trading
filled.
is the best trading. So much better than expert advisors that can do, because there are a lot of mistakes there. There are a lot of trades, 1, 2, 3 pips, I miss the target, nothing
Yeah.
from the trade. If the manual trader do that, manual traders usually will never make mistakes such as that. They will close a trade if they see that there is a consolidation there or something like that. So manual trading is much better. Even I use this kind of trading too. But
Yeah, but like you said, it just helps you with your decision making or just raising
Yeah.
the confidence and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time and place for everything, right?
yes, it's like that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very cool that you're able to actually code and stuff. I mean, I hired some coders, developers, to build a tool that basically just makes it easier for me to spot the larger orders clustered up, so I don't have to sit there and kind of, but I don't even use it anymore, just because it was it kept crashing all the time.
Yes, it can be really difficult there. Yes, it's a big problem.
I was, like, I don't know if you ever experienced it, but I was using MT5 and like the chart would stop loading, like it would, like the candles would stop forming, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
And then we, I'd send it back to them, and I'm like, okay, I'll do something. And then we've got a VPS, and we had, a whole server just running it, and I was like, this is a waste of time now.
Yes.
Like, well, it's one little task that it had to do. It was like,
yes, there are
months of
buffers. You get the problem with buffers in code. I have all the time that kind of problem, and programmers usually cannot fix that. I have one programmer. He's in my team.
Stop,
last
Bill.
15 years we worked together, and he's genius. He's a really genius. And only problem that I have in my team, I have 2 Russian programmers and 2 programmers from Ukraine.
Okay.
And last 2 years it was very difficult for a lot of things. So. Yeah.
Looks more downish, but
I mean, it's
ooh,
pretty cool.
we
The
might
fact
just
that you can do it.
dang, we're just making bad decisions. We're in the negative. We need to quit on this account.
Frustrating. I think with mine it was hard because I was trying to pull the CME data into MT5, and that's where it got really complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated.
Order filled.
Because it wasn't like plugged in to the broker, and then I was trying to execute on the CFD broker. I was trying to, like, I don't know, mix so many things together, and it just wasn't working. So just kept crashing, and I gave up.
Yes, it's the right decision. So on the end, the manual trading, the preparation that I'm doing every single day, I think it's crucial for any trader. And for example, this strategy that I just showed here, that I use very often, any trader can apply. So it's not based on the nothing special, nothing fancy, only relative strength index and only price levels. Nothing special there. All these lines and the classification models, just a little bit because of the bias.
I feel like there's resistance here, and we're gonna break it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, we're not gonna break it, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, no, really cool. Have a look if there's anything going on. We're still in that area, really. It hasn't moved much.
Yeah, very messy. I mean, there's really nothing to look at from our side either. And I think tomorrow, are you on tomorrow as well, Sam? Round about the.
I think I'm on
It will be after the CPI.
Yeah. But, I mean, if I take a trade today off camera, I will be showing it tomorrow on camera, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So either way, you'll see it if I do take something. I should do. I can imagine there won't be anything. Just ranging a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you could have. There's now fair value gaps all over the show. You would have
I don't know. We got rid of
pretty badly.
that contract.
It's a good decision staying out. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I couldn't give a overall bias. I mean, obviously my bias is still going to be more bearish just because of what happened previously. But it is. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the market can be very unpredictable. I'm not very good at predicting the long term.
I'm generally alright with it. Obviously, it's just a mess and fuss in between.
Yeah. I'm really not good at kind of getting the long term. Because in my head, I'm like, well, that could happen. This could also happen. That could happen. Like, there's so many scenarios of what could happen. I don't like getting the idea that fixed in my head, like, oh, it's going to go down, or it's going to go up, and then miss a really good opportunity because I'm fixated that it has to go in that direction. Yeah, I'm not very good long term.
There is one thing that I just saw it was a few weeks ago about Larry Williams. He developed a lot of indicators for all these platforms that we use, and he created some kind of the indicator for long-term prediction. And in November month, I watched the YouTube video, and he was talking about the NASDAQ, about S&P 500, and Bitcoin, about the strong push down in the March month. And I said myself, this is crazy. It's March. For me, it was a.
See, I should have kept that one in. Not want to get rid of that one.
That he said in that podcast.
I got scared. That's what happens when you get scared, man. You just don't freaking. And then, sometimes you keep it in and it's just like boom, boom.
Long-term prediction, and
I suspect we're going to pull back in here and retest.
What was his name? Jerome Powell? Or... How is he able to predict this?
No, I don't know how, but he's using something. I don't know. I just think it's not accurate about maybe price, but only that some strong bearish move or strong bullish move will happen. This was insane.
Yeah, I've got something here from what's a guy from Neowave. So he takes a little bit of a different look at Elliott wave analysis. And for the bigger picture, obviously, this is not for day trading, but I've been following him for, jeepers, probably 8 years. I've got a free newsletter, so it's not a paid service, not something I'm trying to push on the channel either. But just his overall look of how he actually pulls, you know, expectations, it's just absolutely insane. So I've actually got a PDF here open. Maybe I can share this tab with you guys. Here we go. Can you see that?
Yes.
Now, I've been sort of following him here since, when was it? 1990, 2019, around about there.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's been saying, and this came out.
I'll let this come out.
or end of Feb,
Boom! We're
watch out
freaking.
for
Ugh.
potential topping formation. And the things are going to be getting really volatile. I think the actual title of his email was where share this PDF. It's like get ready for a wild ride. So very interesting how some of these disciplines can actually do this. I think there's actually competition that you can be do forecasting with. I think he's been walking away with this for years and years and years. So according to him, he reckons that if you read this graph on the bottom side, October 23, that low should not be broken in 50 years. According to his calculation. Whether that obviously happened or not. But what happens in between, I think he definitely called it pretty well, to be honest.
That's incredible. I mean,
And this is nothing to do with Elliott wave analysis. It's derived sort of off that, and he reckons Elliott wave, the classic Elliott wave analysis.
Okay, we should probably have stuck in.
What he calls develop this type of analysis. And yeah, good luck. Maybe Igor, you're much smarter than both me and Sam. So this is something maybe you can go study. I'm too old to want to study. New things that's going to take me years to try to understand.
I think this is the base and the simplex methodology, I think, in the project management, because he's using these lines and lines intersections to make conclusions. And this can be very, very powerful, because when we have a trend 5 years, 6 years, 7 years strong trend line, we can assume that we will touch that trend line and go in another direction, etc. So this way of the prediction maybe creates some waves. It's very interesting. So
I'm actually good there.
Green boxes he's got on there too. It's sort of like a timing element.
I should have probably let it go more, but I think I'm good there, guys. We're in the negative 50 for the day. We're up
On the charts.
pretty nice
Very
altogether.
People can do stuff like that.
677.
But this is it. I mean, you got to find what works for you, right? Some people, I found
On the
tiny kind of like
Get account, our
I feel like to a certain degree that's what most traders do, right? You find one kind of area that works. You know what you're looking for.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. Our
And then
sacrifice account is negative overall 449 for what we started trading this month. Weekly 78.44. Daily we're down 49.52
I'm an expert.
on the 50 account that we're trying to trade.
Then you just kind of become okay at everything. You never excel in one area.
Next month, I think what I'm gonna end up doing. I don't think I like trading the certain contracts and stuff like that. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and trade copy trade next month and kind of just go from there. If we don't do better with bigger contracts.
Yeah, we're finally breaking through that area. Now it's no more like a gap in volume. It's actually just a nice little.
We're not going to touch that. We
some
missed
other
the move.
program, gives me a little bell noise and it deafens me in my headphones. But yeah, I'll be interested if it gets down here. For I think the next area will really be around this yellow box, and then we might see another push up again, and potentially a bear market for however long. I have no idea, but eventually it has to stop. There has to be a bottom to it. I hope it's because I would love to be able to confidently buy and sell. Because if there's nothing to the left of me, I find it very hard, right? If I drop to like a 4 hour, there's nothing for ages. You know, we're going back and back, and then eventually, September last year, we're seeing something, but we haven't got like a proper low. Actually, right down here, so it could just keep going down. I mean, we're far off it still, so it might be another week, 2 weeks, who knows. But if that's the case, then it's just going to be a bit more cautious, a bit more boring for the market. I mean, on the longer term, 4 hour chart, it's just very steep, clear downtrend. I mean, it's almost perfect if you look at it. It's almost picture perfect, but I'm sure there's a lot of swing traders who are loving this right now. They trade
That's
each day.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're loving this because it's just no pushback. It's just drops, slows down a bit, drops, slows down a bit. There's no like. It's beautiful if you're a swing trader. It's picture perfect for them, I would say. But yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's going to get down here at some point. We might see at the end of the day a bit of a push up. I hope there's a bit of a retracement somewhere. Now that we've pushed a bit lower down and we've got this point of control here where the heavy volume is. If it comes back, there could be a short position. If we start coming back into these areas here, then I could have a short trade. There has to be a bit of a pullback, which might occur now in the next hour or two. That would be great because we've kind of any buyers now have given up. They're not going to be still trying to buy the market. They've given up. Sellers who did sell, they're probably taking profit around these lows here. Naturally, we're going to see a lot of sellers exiting the market around this area. So we might get a pullback as it just sort of drifts up a bit, and then we've got resellers jumping in where there was heavy volume again on the footprint, and get another little leg going to jump in for a short trade. So that's the next picture I'm painting in my head. Will it be in this live session? I highly doubt it. But you never know. Who knows? But yeah, we've got a ton of sellers coming in. I mean, this is just disgusting from the sell side. Crazy amounts of volume. The sellers are they mean business. So it should be interesting. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I only want to sell it. I don't. That's pretty much it for my.
Sam, I think you got some questions that came in.
Okay, let me have a look. Question for Sam. I think you said you'll almost never hit your stop loss. I'm sort of similar. I will try and close trades if it looks like it's going against me. Yep. But I also tend to move my stop loss into profit, and I feel like I hold too long in the wrong direction and get out too early in the right direction. So I'm over all loss when I do that. When I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hold my trades and I take way bigger losses. I just took out my day and yesterday profits negative. Okay, got you. Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, my stop loss is there just in case my internet cuts out and I can't manage my trade, for example, right? Like it's there just as a last resort safety net to get me out if something terrible happens. But I never really have it as like, okay, I'm just going to allow my stop loss to get hit, even if, because, for example, say we shorted this market when the news came out, right? I mean, say there was no news today and I decided to short the market when I saw these buyers leave, right? And I got into a trade like here, yeah? And I would have had my stop probably, around like somewhere with structure, right? probably above this black box here, because I knew that was an area of rejection, right? Low volume, right? And then I would have had my take profit, you know, back down to this low down here. So that would have been kind of the trade I initially would have set up, right? About a 1 to 2, 1.19, basically 1 to 2 risk reward, right? Now, say as the market started pushing down, okay, and I start seeing this volume come in and all these sellers, there is no way I'm gonna ever allow my stop to get hit, right? Even before that, like, I'm gonna be interested in getting out the market if we start breaking above those heavy sellers, right? Because if we start breaking above those heavy sellers and those sellers are struggling to, like, not immediately above, because it can still dip out, but if I start seeing those sellers exiting, you know, getting out of the market against them, I'm also getting out too. So I could potentially exit around this area here rather than let it hit my stop loss, right? But say we're moving now into profit, which we did, and I see more sellers come in. I am now marking out areas where, like, here would be an obvious area, here would be another obvious area. Same idea. If we start pushing above them and I see other sellers now exiting the market, and that will show up as heavy buying, I'm too getting out, right? And we've got another area here, right, where you can see more sellers are entering. So if we get above now this black line here, and the same thing happens, and, you know, I start seeing them exiting, I'm also exiting. So I'm basically moving my stop along with where the heavy volume is, where the other sellers are, right? It's not so much like I'll move it to break even or anything like that, because break even could be in a good or bad place. It's hard to tell, right? You don't know. So I'm really managing the trade as the volume comes in. So I would still be in this trade. It will look good. We'd be nearly at my take profit, and that would be pretty much it, right? And I would also get out if I see, again, a lot of sellers exiting, right? If I see a lot of sellers exiting, I'm getting out the market too. Again, we're seeing more sellers now pushing the market down, 900, another 1,000, another 900. That could be another area where if we start pushing above there, and, you know, we're seeing heavy buying occur, and I say buying because it's not new buyers, it's sellers exiting, I'm getting out too. I'm just going to follow the lead of whatever the other sellers are doing, essentially, the other big sellers. And these aren't just, like, you know, random retail traders. These are big institutions who are placing these kind of values, right? So I'd rather copy them in a weird way, right? You know, take their lead, let them do all the thinking. They've got much higher, much more knowledge than I do, and got much better tools than I do. So I'll let them do the reasoning, and I'll just copy what they're doing. Essentially, I'm just collecting crumbs that are dropping off them. That's all I'm doing. But yeah, my stop loss will always be, and I don't move my stop loss, so to speak. I'm manually, I'll exit myself. But yeah, like I said, it will be within the volume, and that would be pretty much the trade. Like, this trade would have been beautiful, to be fair. It worked really nicely. It's just a shame the moves coincided exactly with the setup. But yeah, you know, you got to stick to your rules. No news trading. It happens, right? You just got to wait for the next opportunity, and that's basically what it is. But I hope that kind of answers your question, Robert. Well, so we've got about 7. No, we don't have 7 minutes. We've got 20 minutes. Why does it say? Not entirely sure why the live counter is a bit different to my time, but yeah.
6 minutes.
Oh, yes, it is 6 minutes. We didn't start at... Sorry, my bad. I thought we started out at 1 p.m. UK time. We started at 15 past, didn't we?
Yeah.
I'm not very good with time. Time confuses me now, Jake.
Well, it confuses me when they move the time around.
Yeah.
I'm always going like, what time is it in South Africa?
Yesterday really caught me off guard. Log in and I realised the market's been open for an hour. Why didn't I... Yeah, it happens.
You know.
You forget these things. It's normal. Yesterday, sadly, there was no trade. For me, at least. I mean, there would have been if I entered, if I got onto the charts at the right time. But that's my fault. More footprint awesomeness, that will definitely help. Absolutely. Absolutely, for the footprint. Like I said, try read it as a story, Robert. Try not to ignore all the small numbers when you're seeing 100, 200. Just ignore it. It really has no impact in the market, right? You're looking for big numbers. In certain areas, right? So, you're only looking for clusters of big numbers, that, for example, right there. 2,000, 1,000, 1,000. Beautiful. That's clear institutional activity. The little numbers like 200 here, the 100, I'm not interested. It has no impact in the market. So 1,000 for the S&P 500 is kind of like my cutoff point. That's where I take notice. Obviously, if it's 980, it's pretty much the same, right? It's 1,000, but within, I'm looking again, 900, 1,800, kind of big numbers, right? So again, another little cluster of buying happening. Selling happening. It just keeps dropping down and down and down until the next area of interest, which I believe is around here, and we're going to eventually see those sellers taking profit. They'll take profit soon. It wouldn't be that much longer. When they do, it kind of resets the market. We'll start going sideways a bit, and potentially buyers might want to enter and push the market up, or sellers might enter again, start pushing it down even more. Anything can happen, right? But once it resets and the people who are in control of the market get out, there's an opportunity again for us to something could happen, right? So once the move has happened, there's no point jumping in. Wait for it to reset, essentially. Wait for those sellers to get out the market. It will, two things could happen now, right? Sellers could get out the market here and it will start consolidating a bit, just go sideways. And then buyers might get brave and the sellers are just not interested in pushing the market down anymore. They've made their money, they're happy. And the market can start drifting up as a retracement until we get to one of these areas and then it pushes back down again. Or it could very easily just consolidate and just continue going down again. The sellers are getting particularly greedy, right? It can happen. So two things can happen. Ideally, I like the pullback. I want the pullback. But now all I'm doing is waiting for those sellers to stop being greedy and take their money. Take some profit, get out the market, reset it basically, so I can have an opportunity to potentially jump in. That's pretty much it. He goes, I sort of recently changed my strategy and it's working out okay. I marked out the previous day's highs and lows and the first 5-minute candle. It started going down to yesterday's lows, so I shorted. I got out way too early. One held longer on the other. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Richard, that's kind of what you do as well, right? You mark out the previous day's high and lows. Use that as...
Yeah, even the overnight session highs and lows as well. If the market's approaching them. If there's a strong up or down trend, then you'll have to look left historically. Yeah. There's some pretty obvious highs and lows structure. And see what happens if price breaks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. Times we'll get double tops, double bottoms, those sort of things. So not necessarily a price will break it. So it could be a good sort of area to target. I quite like if I do target a high or low, price it a few pips above or below the actual break. Sometimes even the candle is high or low depending on what direction you're going rather than the wick.
Oh, absolutely. And just to point out, here we're starting to see big buy numbers come in. And like I said, that's not new buyers entering, that's these sellers now slowly taking profit. Right? They're getting out the money, getting out the market. Getting out of the market with some money in their pocket near these lows. Makes complete logical sense. That's literally all you're seeing. People who shorted it, they're now taking their money and they're, having a great day.
One question, Sam. just about indicator in TradingView, this volume footprint. Is it some special your indicator or some other?
No. TradingView recently. I've only switched to TradingView recently. It's under the type of charting. You need the premium TradingView. But if you go to the different types of charts, the bottom they have volume footprint. Yeah. But the accurate data only works with the futures, obviously. You need to subscribe to the CME data as well. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it just uses tick data, which is questionable. Basically, I wouldn't base decisions too much on volume, especially for footprint stuff. Like, it would be a bit off. Yeah. But yeah, no. TradingView. Only not too long ago. I think maybe. I want to say maybe under a year now. They finally gave you the footprint, which is awesome. Otherwise, before I was using other platforms, I'm not going to name them, but other platforms, and believe me, they were difficult to use, to say the least. I think we've hit time, by the way. 1 hour 30, yes. All right. It's time. We're going to have a 15-minute break, and then we are joined by. Bear with me as I look at the.
Oh shoot.
Paul and Yanni.
Yes, Paul and Yanni today. So, everybody watching, Robert as well, thank you for joining. You're always great. You always have great questions. And yeah, guys, in about 15 minutes, we're off now. That's it from me, Richard, and Igor as well. But join in about 15 minutes for Paul and Yanni, which is always interesting too. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll see
Thanks,
you
Robert, as
very
well.
soon.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Richard.
Here we go.
Thanks, Igor.
Nice seeing you again. See you soon. Cheers, Sam.
Take care. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Guess we're just gonna be negative for the day on sort of the main account we were trying to pass, because it's the one that we got to make the less. We're only $204 overall positive. The other main account we're trying to pass that we've got to hit like a huge amount of money. We're overall we're up 2,245. This week we're up 677. We do got to get that to 20,000, so nowhere near. It's a similar case, actually. We're pretty in a similar case. We got to get to 3,000 on the smaller one. We're at 204. We got to get to 20,000 on the other one. And we're at 2,245. So I think technically we're closer on the bigger account, right? Because we only got to get 18,000. So if we, take a 0 off, we got to get, 1.8 thousand. And we have to get 8 to get to 1,000. And we got to get, to 2.8 thousand. So we're technically closer on the one. Pretty nice, I will say. But anyways, that is it. All the loves. Peace